Alright, boys, we have the new Hell in Grand Cross. Very cool. Queen Hell. Dark type. Dude, that looks very nice. This is a slightly different art style than we usually have. Looks very nice. I did say she looks very generic though. You log into like some random ass gacha, and you look new banner, Lilith, goddess of the underworld or something, and then you look at this and it's like, oh yeah, like, you know, it's her. But yeah, no, it's Hell. I don't know why she has a split hair color. I'm not too sure. I know a good amount about Hell, but I don't know why she has a split hair color. She has it in like Smite, I think, as well. So I don't know. Anyway, let's first start with the banner. Maybe. Let's see. Please. Thank you. Okay, so the banner is as okay. Has Freya. Okay. Oh, yikes! Yikes! Why is there so many fests on this? Why is so many like round 2 fests? Like round 1 actually. These are round 1. These are round 1 actually. Yeah, these are round 2. Okay. So very like it's all Ragnarok, right? Like all the normal units are all Ragnarok. Makes sense. Red Freya's on this too. Where's Green Freya? Oh yeah, Green Freya there. Okay. Is Roxy on this banner? That's important. She's not. Okay, because you got a Holy Relic. I thought they might actually put her like on this banner again. Yeah, I mean it's all the Ragnarok units. It's good. Most of them have use, right? This guy's bad. Belmoth is pretty good. Has a use. Bird, Deer, just overall pretty good. Broken. Skull and Haughty, overall pretty good, but like mainly Nidhogg, right? Is pretty good. Might see a comeback. Obviously, Broken best in the game. Really good. Is okay. No, it's bad. It's good. Backline is bad. It's good. It's pretty good. So that's good. She looks so out of place. Like, her stuff is more zoomed in than like all the other characters too. Like, I don't know, it's just weird. It just looks fan made. It looks so fan made, but I mean, it's pretty. The banner overall is pretty good. Let me know what you think. And then yeah, and there's a double rate banner. Like honestly, this should be 7% base rate, 1% rate up. Like every other game has this now, bro. Like I'm playing like this game now, and they got 1%. Okay, never mind, bro. They got 1% rates on this too for new characters. Like every game should have this by now. It's so weird that it doesn't. But yeah, anyway. Let me mute this just in case it does a bit of a funny one and plays the home screen music, which is copyrighted. Okay, so we see Odin here. Actually, that's pretty cool. We see Odin, we see Hel. Should see like actual Loki because that's Hel's father. So that's interesting. She has her outfits are kind of mid. I can't lie. This one's like okay, but it's like bad. Like her SSR, her base one, like that's her best outfit easily. So there's new Holy Relics as well. There's one for Roxy, which increases her crit chance and her crit damage by 30% for each human ally, and her basic stats by 3% for each human ally. That's pretty good. And then in PvE, for the first 3 turns, increase all allies' attack by 50%. It's useless. The only place you use this in, use any of them like in battle, is the green one in Belmoth, and she already kills on auto with AI. It's a friend, right? So that it's like useless, but I mean, I guess it's there, right? I guess it's there. You know, it's gonna be good CC for like box CC because it's 3 units, but like, you know, new card set. I can't tell what this does. Let's see. If I go on this, yoink! German guys jump scare. In PvP, allies with the divine trait have their critical defense increased by a bunch of percentage. So that's because the new PvP rule, if they show it here, yeah, it's going to be if the characters participating in battle have the same character, like the same trait, basic stats increased by 20%, right? So you run like a full Ragnarok, full Goddess, full Sins team, right? A bunch of teams benefit from this. When you attack an enemy, for each debuff effect on the enemy recovers HP by 3% of the damage dealt. Super broken too, because the new Hel, I'll talk about in a second, she applies debuffs every time she attacks, and every time you receive damage, right? It's like a bond thing, but like kind of more debuffs. So that's really good, but it's also going to be good for Bond. It's also going to be good with Infinity Merlin. Overall, it's just going to be kind of a cancer week. Like, Infect is going to be stronger than ever. But yeah, and then Wyler returns, right? So that's pretty cool. Let me see. Is there anything else I need to cover here? So there is one thing. New packs, whatever. New packs, whatever. Okay, still packs. Ragnarok Fest login bonus. That's pretty cool. Mission rewards are just like pretty basic, right? You get a multi tickets and you actually get 30 gems as well. there's one thing I want to talk about here more than anything else. Oh, so this fight is just for the relic wish event comes back, so you can like wish for a card thing, right? Like this for the artifact, sorry. So you can like wish for like a card set you need. There's a bunch of them. Like I don't know which one you're missing. You'll have to figure out which one you want anyway. There's a bunch of good ones. Event details. No, there's one thing I want. Like guys, there's something that's really hype. There's a Fort Solgris thing. Okay, now you can see the graces as well. Hold on. Oh, that's pretty cool, I guess. No. Addition of... Oh, you can essay a character from 1 to 6 in one go. So it's 63, by the way, if you have them 6-6. And then, like, add 3 coins for all of these. Like, if you don't have them 6-6. So, you know, it's a lot. They're not showing it here. They planned to do an event in Fort Solgris where you get deer and bird materials, but I guess that's not out yet. They'll be out in the future, I guess. Because I can't see it anywhere here. So that's unfortunate because that's a really... I would have like loved to show you guys because it's actually pretty cool. But yeah, let's talk about what she does. So, her passive, I actually have the translations. You know, shouts to Secretary Podcast, you know. Might want to follow this account. So... her passive is Guidance of Pain for every specific ally, which is unknown or Ragnarok, damaged by the unit's card usage or enemy card usage. Right, so if your team takes damage, the enemy team takes damage over you use a card. Apply Origin of Pain to the enemy for 2 turns. Right, it's a red debuff. It's like like think of it the same way as like Bond applies as attack downs. Where you use a card, everyone gets one. Right, it's the same thing here. About the enemy increase, and for every Origin of Pain applied to enemy, increase the unit's all stats by 3% max 24. You'll have this with like 2 cards pretty much, right? And for every unknown or Ragnarok ally in the battle, increase the unit's attack by 7%. And obviously she's immune to Origin of Pain, right? Makes sense. Origin of Pain, increase damage taken by 5% and decrease 10% of remaining HP at the end of turn. So it's like a corrosion, sort of, right? It's pretty good. Okay? It's pretty good. And I mean that's really it. Like the pass is pretty good. I was like, this seems really underwhelming. But then we saw her like in the actual gameplay video and she seemed pretty strong. So you know, I can't wait for her. Now skill 1. Inflict pain damage equal to 200% of attack to a single enemy. Pain at the when you use a skill, for every Origin of Pain on the enemy, increase attack rate stats by 12%. So if they got like 3 stacks on them, you get 36% attack rate stats on this card. So this card in the gameplay video they did 700k against Perk Meli turn 1. So that's pretty strong. On a rank 2 though. But like still, right? That's really strong. But other times I did like kind of low damage. So I don't know what to expect of her. I don't think she's like game breaking. I just think she's good. I feel like she's more of like a 600 unit performance wise, but we'll talk about that after. Her skill 2 is an AoE that lowers the enemy crit chance and crit damage by it was 80% on the rank 3, and I think it was 40% or 30% on the rank 1. And that's really good because that lets you live longer and lets you apply more Origin of Pain, right? So that's really nice. And her ultimate is apply a buff to you that increases damage dealt by 50% for 2 turns, and apply a debuff to all enemies, increase damage taken by 50% for 2 turns. Then inflict 50% of attack to all enemies. Reminds me of the MK2 Valenti old sorta. Is it actually the same thing? Hold on. Is it just better, right? Actually, hold on. Valenti. It's like it's different. Increase damage dealt by 50 and decrease damage taken. Okay, yeah. So it's different. Yeah, also much higher multiplier. Damn. When the unit is participating battle, when this is her like old passive, when Ragnarok trait unknown ally dies, apply Leader of the Undead to herself. Okay, Leader of Undead makes the unit not immune to Origin of Pain anymore, so she loses that. But when the unit dies, she revives with 1 HP and removes all ultimate gauge and 1 stack of Leader of Undead. And she has 3 stacks of this max. So the way I see it, like in the gameplay video, they didn't really show it. I think it's when she dies, she revives herself. Right? Would make sense. So, yeah. And, yeah, because, yeah, it's not all days. So, you always have it. And she has 3 revives on 6-6, 2 revives on 4 and 5-6, and then 1 revive on 1-2-3-6, right? So, you kind of want a 6-6 high key, but I don't think I'll go that far. I don't think I'm interested in that much. We can look at her ultimate. But yeah, overall, she seems pretty good. Gameplay video was a lot more convincing than I thought it would be, but I don't know if I would like say that she's like a must summon. The banner seems pretty good, but there's a bunch of bad filler on there. Like they put too many units on that banner. If they did a bit less, there's like some of these fests, there's just no reason. Okay, the ultimate's pretty cool, I guess. That wasn't even the full ultimate, so I don't know. I think it's weird if you don't show like the explosion at the end, like that actually happens on the field, so whatever. The what do you call it? Like the banner is just kind of like, it's not bad, right? If you needed like half of these units, like, all these units are good to have, right? Pretty much all of them, right? I mean, Ragnarok Merlin probably the only one that's like, and Blue Lost Vein are probably like the only ones where you're like, yikes, I don't want them, right? But like the rest you kind of want, right? Like you'd want to have on your account, right? You'll have use for the rest of them at some point, at some stage, some event or something at some point, right? Like all these units you'll be putting to use. Even the one, honestly, even like base the one, even like Purgatory Bond, like even they have a use, right, for like Chaos. Like I really like Purgatory Bond on there. The one, some PvE stages still, right, like a 6/6 Death Ultimate still is really good at cheesing stuff. But overall, this banner is kind of lame. Only one light unit, right? They could have put Shredder Meli on this over like Purg Meli, over the one. And then instead of Purg Bond, they could have done like Light Liz, I guess. I don't know. She was on the last banner though, but I don't know. Like they could do it a bit better, right? I think especially because like a Dark Festival, they don't put them in the coin shop, the Dark and Light ones. Like they need to make the banner like worth summoning for like enough to 6/6 her. Like when I 6/6 her, I'm gonna walk away with a bunch of dupes I don't need of like really old characters. So I feel like Dark like banners, like obviously that's why they do it, because then you spend more money and you don't get like a lot of out of it, right? So they keep you something on the next banner again, but they actually put the good units on there, even though it's a bad unit, whatever. But it's like I'm kind of disappointed. But anyway, that's it from me, boys. I hope you guys enjoyed. Good job.